How's it going, everybody? Sigma the Wolf here. So I know that I had been promising this for a long time that I would get this individual here, but it is Doon TheFox.
Hello, everybody.
With 768 subscribers, at least as of recording this.
Oh, wow.
He is mainly known amongst furries as a dancer fur, or at least I would attribute that to you. You've got 24 titled dance videos and many convention compilations. So those would be the ones I would say that you are most known for. So with that intro, is that how you end up seeing yourself more as a dancer fur?
Well, dancing was something that I started after I began doing YouTube, which I started back in 2014. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was, and I'm actually going to be bringing that up. Let's try that again. No, you're not. You're not word vomiting.
I'm burping up microphones. It's a good start.
Yes. So you see yourself more as a dancer fur, or would you say you're more known as something else?
Well, dancing was something that I added to my YouTube interests when I started in 2014, but I really started off doing just like anything and everything, because I like writing music, so there were some music videos. I would also do challenges, I would swear a lot, I would talk about burning calories, and kind of just do vlogging and everything else. But yeah, dancing was something that I started probably last year or the year before, I don't remember exactly when, but it's been fun ever since.
Yeah, I've actually got a note on my magic laptop here that actually we'll touch on that for sure.
Wow, magic?
Yeah, it's magical.
Oh my god!
I'll put a rainbow in there. But I always saw you more as someone that was known for your YouTube content. And speaking of which, you are about to close on 5 years now, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my goodness, yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I did my research.
You did.
So you're about to close up on 5 years now. And the last thing that you have on Twitter as a landmark is 700 subscribers on September 14th, 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So only a few months ago did you actually have that. And you actually grew as a suitor, i.e. your new suit being the most biggest one. And I even have images. And looking back on this, if you could go back in time and tell yourself anything about the future of your channel, you being in suit, and the fandom, what would you say regarding each of these?
That is a good question. You know, I actually never thought that I would get a whole lot of traction on the internet, and I honestly just do this for fun. You know, making videos and acting silly and doing music and the whole nine, it's just an outlet for me, because being human is really taxing. So I just act crazy, you know? But if I could give myself advice in the past, I would probably just say, you know, never give up on your dreams. Pursue what you want to pursue, because if you love something enough and you mean well by people, you can achieve anything you want.
Yeah, and I could definitely get on top of that for sure. And I'm going to be throwing this actually up on the screen for our watchers here, but actually, November 2nd, 2017, I've got a tweet here that says, quote from you, could you guys imagine if I looked this pretty? My mate and I will likely ask for quotes soon. And you have a quoted tweet there from Bring First to Life, SSC Costumes, and the text on there is foxes are ready to invade Yumacon this weekend, and be prepared for foxes. And that's the same maker. Their Twitter handle is SSC Costumes.
Yes.
So did you actually go through that process like shortly after making that tweet, or did you like forget that happened and then just like rediscovered them and then made the suit?
That was probably right around the time that I was interested in commissioning Stormfire Studios costumes to make my whole face and give me cheekbone surgery.
Yeah.
But
you were very much like a bulbousy, like a bubbly fox, not just in personality, but literally.
Yeah. I tried.
And honestly, I think I've seen Firefox Studios before. My good friend Ratchet was actually on the episode previous.
Mm-hmm.
He actually name dropped them before, and I think they do really good suits too. And honestly, seeing one in person, just very, very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice too.
Yes, he did an amazing job.
Chime in at any point of this, just like to reminisce on it. So I've got dates here: September 14th, your 700 subscriber tweet mark.
Yes.
Then you've got July 4th of this year. Happy holidays! You had 666 subscribers on that day. And then January 14th, we're still in this calendar year, January 14th, just after the turn of the new year, you had 500 subscribers. And now we're on March of 2017, so what would be a year prior, you were at 300. So in a year, you jumped about maybe another 200 there.
Wow.
And then July of 16th, so what would be the year before that, approximately, you had a 200 subscriber mark. And then from July 16th, going back another year to March 15th, what looks to be the first time that you debuted as Doon out at Motor City FurCon.
Oh yeah!
March 13th, 2015. I've got the tweet here from there. Your 200. You also had a another 200 subscriber mark tweet July 31st of 16. And then March 15th was you tweeting out at YouTube. So you said you can't get a custom YouTube URL without 500 subs. So my new goal is 500. So you have that mark. And then I've got your Facebook mark here, June 25th, 2015. You updated your profile photo, and that was of Doon 1.0.
Yes.
So I think that was the earliest tweet that I could find on your Facebook page of like the first you've ever had of like, I am Doon TheFox and I am out.
Yep.
With that background history, like, what are your initial thoughts that you have on that?
Well, I think 3.5 years feels like a long time, but it also flies by when you're having fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
I've been doing this for 1 year, and from Motor City FurCon, MFF footage from last year, MFF footage from this year, I'm just now about to breach 200, which if it happens before
that's amazing.
Yeah, 200 in a year, and it's your first 200, which I'm like, this is the thing?
Yeah.
I was super surprised by it.
Right.
But yeah, someone 700 as yourself. I mean, it took you, what was that, 4 years?
It's going to be about 4 years, I think.
2015, so all of 15, 16, 17, 18, so 4 years you're at 700. I mean, that's impressive in and of its own right, given that we have this tiny niche within our fandom, but I'm super happy to have you on here. But,
yes, thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. But that was not even the first question. That's just the intro to get my audience used to you.
All right.
Now we're going to get into the actual interview.
Oh,
so
how exciting.
So for my interview, so for those that are watching, you guys know that my normal format is I usually do alcohol, but Doon here had been in surgery recently, and I'm guessing it's from medication or complications of a condition that you can't drink alcohol.
Well, I was taking antibiotics, so I'm giving myself a break.
That's fair. Don't need to pull an alkali.
Right.
Don't need to do that. So, as a result, we're actually going to be modifying this. We're actually going to be doing hot sauces. Those of you that are on YouTube a lot or you know this is very a la Hot Ones, where they do hot wings, and it's effectively the same thing. But we're doing that because you can't do booze. So we're getting around that. We're having to modify it a bit, but I think we can make this happen. The first one is a freebie because I've got 9 hot sauces here, and you forgot to bring yours.
I failed.
You did. So we're gonna remedy this. The first one's a freebie. So we're gonna go ahead and do this one. This first question I got for you is, and I always ask this of any of my guests that I've got here on my channel, of how did you end up getting into the fandom? Everyone's always got that background story, how they found it, how, was it a friend, was it a media channel, was it a cartoon, who got you into it,
Absolutely.
or what got you into it, and it's one of those things where there is no right or wrong way to get into the fandom, it's just your way. How did you get into it? So what's your backstory?
Definitely.
With this early activities 2015, prior to that, how did you find out about furries? How did you get in?
Right. So I knew about furry fandom since I was about probably 11 years old, which would be like 2004, I think.
Yeah.
Like 10 or 11, somewhere in there. But I mostly found it through the internet, looking up stuff I shouldn't have done. But I was in a Christian school at the time with a Christian family, so I didn't really know anybody who was also interested in the furry community. So I kind of like forgot about it and just let it go, and I was like, okay, well I'm just gonna live my life now, bye. But then in 2014 it would have been, in May, I was with an ex-best friend, and we were at a hookah lounge, and somebody walked in wearing a wolf head and a tail, and I was like, oh my god, I forgot about the furry fan.
And then you got your back yourself into it. Did you end up finding out who that wolf was?
I do. I don't I don't actually remember his name now.
Please tell me more.
Yes.
Oh, you don't remember though?
I don't remember his name. He is a fur that was kind of like interested in building his own suits at the time. But the wolf head that he was wearing wasn't furred or anything like that, so he was very much getting started. So he was in with his wolf head and his tail, and we started talking, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've had this character since like 2003, 2004, and I didn't even know you built that. That looks so great. You should build the thing. And we started talking, we became friends, and I met friends of his friends, and friends of his friends, and so on and so forth.
So you built your network very quick and very early in your, life.
Absolutely. I was super interested in people who enjoy anything like freelance mascotting or art of any form and stuff like that. So any networking was super fun for me. So then in July, I created my FA. And then in August, I explored Facebook with the furry stuff.
And that's where we get into like your first post, like 2015.
Right.
Ending up getting that suit, which... Bless you.
Thank you.
Which actually, speaking of, I actually want to touch really quick, not actual questions. touch base on Doon 1.0.
Yes.
Did you make it yourself? Did someone else do it? Was it an amateur? Like, what's the background of Doon?
Right, good question. So 1.0 was a suit that I commissioned in December of 2014 from a local Michigan-fer, actually, who's over on the west side of the state. And he ran the company at the time, Legally Productions, and he has a suit very similar to 1.0 that I had seen at a bowling meet, and I was super interested in his skill. So I told him, like, hey, this is very similar to what I'm looking for. Would you build it? And he let me know that he hadn't commissioned anyone before, or taken commissions from anybody.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll be your first one. Just name your price.
Nice.
So we started talking, and a couple months later, I had 1.0.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And especially with an, I don't want to say amateur like a bad way, but like he hadn't commissioned anyone before.
Right.
It's not like it is profession, but he ended up making that suit, and you being his first, I imagine that there was a lot of pressure on him to make it, so it showed in the quality.
Absolutely.
Especially with that as well. I mean, not to say that this isn't quality, don't get me wrong, but it's like a different level. Like both of us can speak to that,
Right,
for
right.
sure. So that's what we've got for our first question. Let's moving on to the second one. There's no heat to this one. Very light. It's a Parmesan garlic.
Oh, it's not so bad. Ooh, it's tasty.
Yes. And
Yum.
yeah, it'll ramp up as more go on. So what we've got for our second question here, first sauce. Since its post in since its post in August 28th, 2016. So I'm bringing some fairly old stuff up here.
Okay.
in the scheme of your entire YouTube backstory of starting in what was like mid 2015. So I got the post here. I'm going to turn the laptop so you can actually see it. What's your take on this image that you ended up posting to Facebook way back then? Your comment on this was, "This is so important. Not that source numbers convince everyone, but it is okay to ask questions before you judge us." And it's like a statistics post.
Okay.
You might remember this.
87% of rated GDP 15, 30% of adults. I have a vague memory of that, yeah.
Yeah. What's your take on this post? Since you originally, let me find that cursor again. Since you originally posted it back in 2016, what's your take on this now that you've been in the fandom more? You know, is there things that you would sit there and go like, yeah, it's still fairly accurate, and it's a little off, or it's like, no, that's way off now. What's your take on this now that looking back on it, with this hindsight and experience being in the fandom?
Right. Well, what I would say is that furry in and of itself, freelance mascotting, acting, whatever it might be that you do with the fuzzy stuff, it's not purely sexual. It's not meant to be sexual. It's literally just people who have an appreciation of cartoon characters. And for me, it's an outlet where I can act silly, not be human. I don't pay taxes. I don't have 401k. I barely have a legal name and a birth certificate. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just for me to act silly, and it's not sexual. There definitely is a sexual side to absolutely any community you can think of. But I would just hate for people to dive into it headfirst, not knowing anything, thinking that, oh, this is a kink or a fetish, because that's really not what it's intended for.
Right. And it's always one of those things that, hindsight's 2020, especially with older posts. It's like we're not nearly as mature as we are now.
Right.
Just with being older, being around the fandom more.
Yes.
So always looking back on those, going like, how stupid was I back then? it's always something fun to go back and look at.
Right.
So this one's going to be a little bit of a longer segment here. I'm going to keep this turned so you can actually see it.
Okay. Ooh, that's so tasty, though. Oh, my goodness. There's heat, but it's really tasty.
Yeah. I want to say that's only like 1,000 or 2 on the Scoville range, so it's not terrible by any means. If you want to see like what any of these sauces are, like I got them downstairs. I could send you the image so you know which ones they are.
Sounds good.
And I'll give you that list. So
it's already hot. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna die.
So this second section that I got here. So second sauce, third question. I call what in the fur is going on, because puns.
Puns are good.
But also at the same time, like there's some images that you've posted in the past where I legitimately tilted my head and like, what was going on? So we're gonna go through some of those. So here's one that I got here. Looks like it's a fur of Volcanochi, I believe. You said, low key, my new fursuit crush. Such a cute suit. Might have to check out his maker. which I believe this was long before you ended up finding SST.
I believe so, yeah.
As well. So what was this one? Do you remember this individual?
I have a vague memory of that, yeah. So
where did you just find this guy online?
At some point, I will tell you all about my fursuit crushes because people have been begging me to do a fursuit crushes video for ages. And I just have way too much going on. But this is what happened. So, see, what had happened was, this was shortly after MFF, must have been 2016, I guess. It was 2016, right?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. So, I was in the lobby of the main hotel, the Hyatt, and I saw him walking around, and he was with some other suitor that I think was cosplaying like a lifeguard or something like that as a fursuiter. But he was walking around too, and I just like, his face is so cute, and he's got like the nose and the eyes, and I was like, oh my goodness, you look pretty. So
I want you to be my suit.
Yes.
Or I want to find out who you are so I can make my suit.
That's right. So
I know the feeling.
So part of this was I've been considering Doon 2.0 for a long time, but I just wanted to be sure that I picked the right maker and stuff like that. So this was part of that search. But I was asking around on like Telegram and other social media and trying to find out if anybody knew who this mystery fuzzy thing was, and somebody told me. So then I shared it.
You shipped it.
I did.
You did ship it.
Not FedEx though.
No. So I got another image here. So what happened?
Oh, that's easy.
What was the thought? Yeah. Okay, so for viewers you obviously don't have this, I got it out of frame. I got Speedy over here off on the side. He's dying of laughter over here. He's not mic'd up. But he sees this image and he's just got a big ass grin on his face. I love it. So I'm gonna have this up on the screen here.
All the hard questions. Oh goodness.
Yeah, don't forget, you can scapegoat. Just I'm gonna ask you to go to the very last one and not just.
I'd rather live. It's good.
You'd rather live? Okay. So what's this? What happened here? What led up to this moment?
So, as some of you know, Speedy and I moved recently, but we were in a house previously, and occasionally we like to throw holiday parties. So Halloween, Christmas, St. Patty's Day. We loved having people over, fursuits, food, drinks, the whole night. It was really fun.
Yep.
So this was a Halloween party. And I was in full suit, which at the time with 1.0, I rarely have ever full suited. I'm mostly partial. And so that is Wolf Wax and Sparks Husky that are also in that picture. And we were all standing outside talking about something, and then I was pretending like I wasn't going to let them in the house. Like, you can't come in, all the food's mine, blah, blah, blah. All the candy's mine, you can't have it, blah, blah, blah. And then Speedy opened the door.
So what prompted these images?
Oh, this was really fun. So this was really special. I have a family friend who is a really well-known photographer, and he has offered to have me model for a couple of his photo shoots because he runs a photography business.
No kidding.
So I've always been interested in that stuff because I just like modeling in general. Like, it's really fun for me.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of experience with it.
I mean, you did a great job, and
you.
also you look really good in there. Like, I scrolled by, I'm like, what are these? I'm like, damn.
Well,
dude, you're smoking!
Goodness. But this was for a Valentine's Day promotion that he was doing. So he needed somebody to model for a couple of shoots.
Yeah.
And I kind of just went ham, and he went ham, and 2 hours later, we had a bunch of pictures.
Nice.
So it was really, really fun.
So it was a promo, though, that he was doing, and he ended up using you. That's
right.
cool.
He needed some pictures for to promote his business for Valentine's Day. So he asked me to model for a couple, and it was really a good time.
Yep.
I'm going to be spending out all my calories today.
Yeah, that's why we have the t-shirt that says "Pursuing is my cardio."
Yeah, exactly.
It is. It truly is. So I've got my next question I got here, and I am throwing you under the bus.
Oh goodness.
On this one.
Oh goodness.
And this is actually because of one of your friends.
Oh no.
I reached out to a bunch of people and tried to get some dirt on you. try to get some information on like hygiene, so like what happens or whatever. So the only thing that I have here, and you're gonna have to fill in the details on everything, is asking behind the scenes goofs about, quote, the oatmeal video.
Yeah, okay, I know what video. Oh my god! So that was Matt, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That
wow, you getting in trouble. Goodness.
Yep.
Alright. So,
he's on my list of people to bring in here, so you'll have your opportunity at revenge.
Okay. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Yes.
Well, anyway, so the first ever collab that I did with Matt was shortly after he got his very first suit, and we decided to do a it was a fursuit challenge. It was like a fursuit smoothie challenge, I believe is what it was. So we were basically, I had Speedy write down ingredients in like 2 separate lists, chop them up, and then we had like a list of numbers too. Chop them up, we threw that all in half, and then we had to draw a number, and we had to draw an ingredient until everything had been drawn, and then we had to make a milkshake out of it. So he got oatmeal, and mind you, this wasn't cooked oatmeal. This was like just dry ass oatmeal. Okay. So he got this milkshake, and it was like just like little metal shards like in the milkshake.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's rough.
And he was just like for 5 minutes, he was like, "This is just dry oatmeal."
So who ended up winning that, Chow? What would you say is who ended up winning that?
He easily had the better tasting one because, as I recall, the milkshake had nacho cheese and tortilla chips in it, with other fruits and spices and fun things like that. So it was really nasty.
I would have to concede that.
Yeah.
Mitt probably got that one.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're actually going to move to our 5th question here.
Okay, I don't feel it yet, but I'm going to.
Give it a second.
I'm scared.
It'll be a slow roll.
Okay.
Let's see if I can try to remember this because it didn't get everything when I copy pasted it over here.
Okay.
But I'm going to see what I can do to try to remember it all. We're going to make this happen.
All right.
So we're making a dedicated bit on this one called Spitfire.
Oh boy.
Quick questions, usually one to 2 word answers. And I've got multiple in quick succession.
Okay.
You're going to answer them as quick as you can for these particular ones.
Okay. Okay.
And you're going to love and probably hate this.
Great.
First one. 3 notable furs in the community that you have not and want to meet sometime in the near future.
Okay. Sozen Riker, Shy Cabot, and Duke the Dancing Dog.
Cool. Next one. 3 fur crushes. First one, international level, not US based. Who's your fur crush?
Oh. Think. For sure, Duke the Dancing Dog.
Okay. So we got Duke, national level. Here in the US, not your home state here in Michigan. So go.
Okay.
Describe him.
It's a big bulky hyena guy.
I'm not familiar with hyenas, so you're on your own there.
I think. Oh, I can't remember now. Okay, just a big muscular hyena. We're going with that.
Okay. You message me the information later, and I could throw information up there. Okay.
Yes, it's right there. Whatever it is.
Yeah. Local level.
Local level fursuit crush.
Yes. You should know a lot of locals. I mean, you come out to our events all the time.
Probably Damron the Arctic Wolf.
Okay. So you go ahead and you throw those under the bus. Now we're gonna do. I got another segment here. We're gonna do. I got a dedicated Mary Kill for you.
Oh boy, I'm scared.
Alkali, Kage, Pandas.
Oh wow, the holy trinity of furry.
Yeah.
All right.
I know how this game's played.
So I would marry Pandas. I would kill Alkali, and I would. Kage.
Oh, you're actually.
I wasted no time.
Now we're gonna do one last Mary Kill.
Okay.
Your 3 crushes.
Oh no! I'm gonna die!
This is what I live for!
Alright, so...
I have my priorities straight in life.
So, we're gonna say, Duke, and Damron, and who's the other one?
The hyena.
The muscular hyena, okay.
Yeah.
Well, nameless anon hyena. He's
in that order?
Yeah, he's probably a... him. And then... Damron I would marry.
Okay.
And Volknoki I would kill, because he's prettier than me, and we can't have that.
Yeah, this is why I like that one. See, now you got part of your fur crush list out there. Because you mentioned that, and I'm sitting over here just like, oh, this is going to be great. This is going to be great. I get to throw you under the bus on this one.
Uh-huh, and it worked.
No, I appreciate you taking the time for that one. So,
for sure.
Next question that we got here, how you doing on heat over there?
I'm okay.
Okay,
I'm good.
That was heat on the spices. How about heat as a person?
I am a very sweaty human, but we're going to get through it.
Yes.
All right, time to die.
So, I've got a segment here. It's very similar to What the Fur,
okay.
But anyone that ends up getting themselves a little bit of notoriety, or yourself, or even myself, or anyone in this fandom really, we always have those moments of just like, oh, I got to meet this person. But you have a little bit of a list, actually, so I'm actually going to be bringing this up. The segment that I call Senpai Notice Me.
Ooh, I like it.
So the first one that I got here is Christina Novelli.
Oh,
They ended up responding to you. Well, so what's the backstory behind that?
Yeah,
What prompted her to respond?
I will give you guys more information on this in the future because I actually have some exciting videos planned with her music. But
really,
yes,
very
spoiler. Okay, I'm dying. But anyway, so Speedy introduced me to an EDM artist called Gareth Emery.
Okay.
And he is, I don't remember where he's based out of, but he's done tours worldwide with his music, and Christina is a vocalist that sometimes is featured in his songs. And Gareth's style of EDM is very uplifting and very energetic and sort of trancey, but it really resonates with me in like an awesome way.
Yeah.
And I feel that her vocal style is the same thing. And her lyrics, her style, her energy, and she's just like so pretty and amazing and super good and talented. And I didn't realize she was so responsive on Twitter. So that was really cool.
Very nice.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I'm glad I brought this up then. So what happened if you end up wondering?
So there is a Canadian EDM artist by the name of Stephanie Bright, whose whole aesthetic is neon circus raver queen, and I am obsessed with her. They used to play at this one particular venue in Michigan, like in the Detroit area, and when she would go on tour, sometimes this individual, Tim Callums, also known as Big Tim, would come along and he would rap with her music, and she would sing and dance, and he would dance too. And I had really never gone to concerts before. I got to see them on stage, and they just have like amazing music and talent and everything. So one time I went there because I had been talking to them a lot online, just like commenting on their stuff, and sometimes they would respond in private message me and everything, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And I brought 1.0 with me to one of the first concerts that I went to with them. And I asked her if I could take a picture with her in my suit, and she said, yes, absolutely. So I took pictures with both of them in suit, and then they found my YouTube, and I bought merchandise from her at one point, and she shared that video, and like the whole nine yards. It was so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was super fun. They were awesome people. They were so genuine.
So then I think your first Senpai video,
yes.
Senpai event, I have no background on this person, so you might have to go a little bit more in depth. So what happened here?
Right. So
that you end up finding this individual or vice versa? What happened?
Right. So this was that first concert that I went to. So the picture on the right is me meeting Stephanie in suit. And the picture on the left, I had commissioned that art from a German artist named Astas, I believe. And he drew this picture because I was like, I want to really meet her one day, so please draw this picture. It would mean so much to me. And he did. And then I did meet her and took a picture with her, so I edited this little weirdness really quick.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And ended up life imitated art in this case.
It was really, really cool.
You got 3 more questions to go.
Oh, yay! Woohoo!
Yep, so you got a little bit of breathing room here. You're still doing good.
I feel like a demon.
We got Doon, part dragon today. Roar! Fire breathing Doon.
I really am flaming, Mom. Look.
Firefox. You got a Firefox.
Oh God, no, I'm really.
Oh, made it happen. Made it happen, everybody. With 700 subscribers, everyone's gonna have their take on like what that means to them.
Yeah, for sure.
But for you, you've had multiple dance comps, not only at the MCFC level, but you did MFF a few times, right?
No, I've actually only ever done MCFC for dance comps.
Okay, so you've done dance comps at MCFC.
Yes.
Even then, those are audiences, in there, probably a couple hundred.
Yeah.
But generally, you've got attendance levels there of like, sub 1,000. But even with that, it's still a decent amount of an audience.
Yeah.
And with that said, have you ever had that moment where you've experienced what I refer to as it? What that moment being of just, I'm being sworn by a bunch of random people, or the moment that I call, I think I'm a popular.
Well,
have you experienced that yet?
Well, I've had people now, especially on like Telegram and other social media, refer to me as a popular. Even recently, that kind of started, and that was pretty unexpected. I was just like, I don't even know if I would call myself that. But and only because the word popular among a lot of circles in the furry community has such a negative connotation because of the way that certain populars carry themselves. So my goal with doing anything online or having this furry character person come out of my brain skull was to just be like a positive force and a safe place on the internet to act silly in kind of like an innocent, really crazy way.
Yeah.
And so that was my approach with dance competitions, was to just come in and be like, all right, I don't have a lot of experience dancing, but I can make people laugh. And that's all I wanted. I just want to brighten somebody's day and make them laugh. And so, you know, when you hit the dance floor for the first time in front of that many people, you get nervous. You know, that's just how it is. I started YouTube before I was going to conventions or anything like that. So, you know, for the first few conventions, I was like, all right, I'm going with friends. I know these people really well. I don't really know anybody else. We're kind of just here to have a good time and do our thing. And then as my channel started to grow, I noticed that there were more and more people coming up and saying, oh my god, it's you, I love your videos, and they want to hug and get pictures, and of course I always encourage that because I love meeting people in this community.
Right, absolutely.
But it's just like, even just past MFF, which that video is coming out soon, I just haven't had a chance to sit down with the footage yet.
Me and you both.
Yes.
It's getting to you.
Yeah, a little bit. Okay.
It's a slow crawl for that one.
That one's like a scorpion, like a really slow scorpion on sandpaper.
Ooh. Someone's gonna turn that into a persona. You know it.
I want that to be reality.
Oh, someone make it happen.
Yes.
Please, someone make it happen.
But at any rate, at this past MFF, I was doing a photo shoot with, I believe the name is Euro Golden Eye. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he wanted to meet at MFF to do a photo shoot because I got my new suit. So as we were taking pictures, I mean, it honestly felt like it was like every 5 minutes there was somebody else, like, we're trying to take a picture, and they're like, oh my god, let's get pictures, let's get hugs, and he was having to stop frequently because there were just like so many people coming up.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it like I had a lot of people or crowd people or anything like that. It wasn't that deep. But it was, it's so flattering and it's so rewarding to know that I can literally just vent my psychosis on the internet and people enjoy it and want to hang out and all that fun stuff. I mean, that makes me feel good because I'm really just trying to make somebody smile, you know?
You okay? Breathing fire yet?
Oh yeah!
So this one that I've got here, it gets fairly deep. It's something that honestly for myself, I never caught myself like sitting like laying in bed in the middle of the night like, oh my god. And they're just getting lost in thought.
I love philosophy.
So what is a fear that you have about this fandom going forward? Like, is it like 1 year projection, 5 year projection? Like, what's the fear that you have about this fandom? Not for you specifically, but about our fandom. Like, what's a big fear that you have of what could possibly happen?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So my concern with the internet, and especially the fandom, but definitely the internet in general, is we live in a world where open communication is both acceptable and unacceptable.
Oh, geez, I've never even thought of it like that, but that's so right.
The thing is, you really can say whatever you want, and but nobody is ever ready for the backlash or the consequences of what they say. So it's just important to recognize that yes, we can do powerful things in numbers with our voices, especially online, especially when they're trying to limit free speech online, like content creators on YouTube and other platforms.
Yep.
But you have to be prepared for the consequences of those actions. So, you know, randomly calling somebody a pedophile in the community has serious consequences that can destroy somebody's life if they're unfounded.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
So my fear is that we have a lot of young people that are coming into the community, or even people, you know, my age, and I'm 25 human years old.
Sorry, we got sidetracked.
We did. We were doing math. Never safe when you're eating hot sauce.
No, never good.
But my concern is that we have a lot of young people coming into the community, or people our age, who are just being irresponsible with the power of their own voice. And while some people feel like what they say has no bearing on social media or the internet, the truth is that everyone's words have power. So use it well. We honestly live in like a witch hunting age too. There's a lot of people just looking to point out, hey, you're wrong for that, or here's some dirt on you, or whatever, without opening the right dialogue to address those issues. So, you know, my fear is that we're running away with free speech and witch hunting, and it's honestly going to cause a lot of problems, you know?
Yeah.
If we want the public to be okay with us, we have to be a little bit more responsible with how we say things. Oh, that's gonna be really hot. Oh my god.
Oh, you're feeling it?
Now I am.
There we go. That's what I like to hear.
See, this was a good twist of fate for your interview setup.
So, you know, the other thing is that I know people are being like, oh, you're doing this just because it's like Hot Ones, because they do this, but with hot sauces and wings and various celebrities. totally understandable, that people are doing that.
Right.
It's essentially a discounted rip on that for this particular format, but that's because you can't drink. So I've got my next question here. We've talked about like fears about the fandom.
Right.
Let's go on the flip side here. What's an aspect about this fandom that continues to surprise you or interest you despite being involved for so long?
I would honestly have to attribute that to the dance community, hands down, because there are so many different kinds of dance referers in the dance community, and they all come from different backgrounds. So some people, like me, just watch tutorials and kind of do our own thing and see where it goes. And some people are trained and they've studied and taken classes and been in dance groups. And from the outside, before I started, I was always kind of like, well, maybe they seem a little cliquey because they're not really talking to me or they're not really talking to other people. They're kind of just doing their own thing and being in their own bubble.
Yeah.
But then when I did the dance comp at Motor City MCFC 2017, they were just incredibly welcoming, and they were making sure that after I danced, they were like, okay, pop your head, here's some water. They were just helping me out in the whole 9 yards. And then we all hung out afterward and we talked on Telegram, and
that's cool.
They're just so welcoming. They're very welcoming people, and they're so dedicated and passionate about this art form, which I think is really beautiful. I honestly love that.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I think last question. I'm gonna have you do the hot sauce. I'm gonna have you do the hot sauce afterward. It's something that for my particular channel and how I run this. Of granted, yourself, Tara, and a couple other individuals, there are exceptions to the rule. Just like having someone that's somewhat notable in here, bring them in, talk to them, talk about the fandom for a little bit. Get your guys' take on it. Because my experiences are only my own, and to be able to have someone else with their experiences to show that to other people and other viewers of, hey, you guys watch me, but here's someone else that's in this community that's either fairly well known or new or whatever, and getting their 2 cents on it. So that's just the way that I particularly run my channel.
For sure.
And with that said, the reason why I do it is because I think it's something that we do as a community that we do good, but we could do better. We could do way, way more with that. We could do more to help out our own. We do that for a lot of the suitors like yourself. You do the dance comp. Pop the head. Cool off. Don't die on us.
Right.
We do that for a lot of our fellow furs. In that respect. But I think it's something that we could do more. We already do a lot for our charity. What is an aspect about this fandom that you think that we do a decent job as it is, but we can do way more?
Well,
something that we are lacking in that we can improve ourselves on.
For sure. I honestly would probably speak to our charity drives, but the charity drives are another feature of conventions and the community in general that continually surprise me about how much we raise for these, animal, veteran, and other types of charities. But I know that there are still like a lot of people out there who don't necessarily, maybe they don't have the means to contribute or participate or even show up to the convention or whatever. But I always know that we always have the chance, whether it's online or in passing, to talk about our fellow man and our fellow fox and wolf and whoever, and just mention to anyone or try to do something as much as we can, like advertising for charities and talking about like, okay, we have, trans kids and people in the country that are killing themselves over bullying and abuse, and there are charities that, we can support to help them out. And same thing for Animals of the Humane Society or any other, shelters and stuff like that, because there are so many of them that don't get homes. And I'm generally not like a political character online, but there are definitely so many platforms and avenues of thought and support that we can pursue just to embrace the people around us and support, positivity and light in the world.
There's one last thing, not question related.
Okay.
This is what I was waiting for that particular hot sauce was. Not doing too shabby. Is it hitting you?
It burns.
There it is. I was just like, because people are gonna have different tastes. I've got a camera over there, obviously, that you've been working that one for a while. You got a minute if you want to take a minute to describe like what's going on, what's upcoming for you, what future events you're going to be heading to, coming the next calendar year.
Okay.
What you got planned, go ahead and promote your stuff there. Knock yourself out. You got 1 minute.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Time me. Okay.
I will hold you to it then.
Sounds good. As some of you know, I do YouTube. I also write music on SoundCloud and MuseScore.com, where you can see the sheet music for the EDM that I write. I've been doing YouTube YouTube for almost 5 years and writing music since 2010. So they're very passionate hobbies of mine. I like to vlog, dance, do conventions, and hang out with cool people like this fuzzy bean right here. And if you guys have any more questions that you want to ask me, please drop them in the comments below and like and support this fuzzy animal.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And then he's actually got a Twitter as well. I've got his handle up there. It is at DoonTheFox. Seriously, Doon, thank you so much for coming out here.
Absolutely.
And taking time.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate you making the drive out here. It's a lot better than what it was for you.
Yes,
because
yes.
Now it's only a couple of minutes for you, just under an hour now.
Right. Yeah. Not too bad.
So it worked out very well for you. I'm actually gonna DC. I need to find my cooling vest. I'm dying in here. And then actually, literally right after this, we're probably gonna head out to round one. We got our round one meet, and I'm gonna be recording that. So
Very
I'll have
exciting.
you and Tara, and I'll have a couple other individuals. I'm gonna get footage of as well. So we said sitting pretty out there and trying not to die. Luckily, it is much colder now than it was at MFF.
Yes, and hopefully the cold evicts Beelzebub for my muzzle.
Yes, oh my god, yes. Thank you all so much for joining us on this episode. Doon TheFox, Signal the Wolf. You guys have a good one, and stay awesome out there. We'll see you next video.
Bye!
Alright, I am gonna not die.
Oh my god.
You are a hot mess.
Grog went through it.